Councils aren't supposed to use parking fines and charges specifically to raise money. Today's report says that's unacceptable and illegal. But some in Wakefield this morning thought parking wardens were a little too quick to penalise.
If you're 5 minutes late between your tickets, they'll give you a ticket basically. They'll not give you any leeway on that, because I've been booked myself, to be honest.
I think it's definitely a revenue stream for most councils, and I think they probably see it that way as well.
If you park somewhere you shouldn't be, they're there within a minute, 2 minutes, and they've got you. You know, and what can you do?
The Transport Committee says each local authority should now publish an annual parking report to show where the money's coming from and how it's being spent. The MPs say drivers could be given a 5-minute grace period after the time they've paid for runs out before a parking ticket is issued. And they're calling for a freeze in the maximum penalty.
Parking is needed to manage traffic and stop congestion, but the public believe that they're having to pay enormous amounts of money to fund that, and that councils are using that money for other things. We need much more clarity and transparency.
Tickets and charges make councils hundreds of millions of pounds more than the cost of running their parking services. This surplus has been criticised by ministers and motoring groups, but local authorities say all the money goes back into local transport budgets. So councils insist their parking profits are not used to fund other spending.
In every case, that surplus is ploughed back in to making sure that transport is subsidised for young people, for the elderly, and in some cases it's used for potholes, and we all know that's a problem.
Today's report also calls for greater oversight of the use of CCTV to issue parking fines. Last month the government said it was considering a ban on parking cameras and the vehicles ministers call spy cars. Mike Sargent, BBC News.